Okay, so me and my group will all be presenting our project OmniCare AI. We chose this because healthcare relies on speed, organization, and communication between
Actually,
doctors.
Tej, 1 second. Sorry, can you turn on your camera as well?
Yes.
Right. Nice to see you. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
I can
this
get started.
inspired us to make OmniCare AI, which is a medical dashboard that helps emergency room staff organize patient information, help prioritize care for different patients, and manage important inventory of medications, and can help allocate that medication to different people with different urgencies and stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So our problem statement is the main problem that we wanted to address is that the delay that happens in emergency room departments when there's too much patients and there's not enough time to review everything quickly. So in hospitals, staff have to still manually look through patient details, their symptoms, their records, diagnostic information. And when all that information is spread across different systems, it can slow down the process of which patients need help for some like urgency. And so another issue is communication. And since emergency room staff still have different languages, language barrier makes it harder for patients and staff to understand and get ideas through quickly. And so many current hospital systems are useful for storing information, but they don't always help staff make decisions quicker. And we wanted OmniCare AI to help support that workflow and not just like store data for doctors and nurses just look at. We wanted to be able to help them help their patients and stuff. So our real world insight is this problem helps because emergency rooms are delayed, and that's like a real issue around the world. And many patients can wait several hours just to receive care. And also over 130 million emergency rooms visits happen a year. So doctors and nurses have to sort through a lot of information while still focusing on patients who need urgent care, and they don't really know like what to decide and stuff. And so this helps create an opportunity for technology to help. If patient information like risk levels, language support, and resource tracking all in one level, this helps hospital staff. They can spend less time searching and more time helping their patients and making more effective decisions to help their patients. So our solution is OmniCare AI, which is an AI-powered medical dashboard built to support emergency room workflow, patients, symptoms, vital signs, any complaints they have, and the risk levels all in one place.
Tej, just here. Can you just move on to the demonstration, right? I don't think there's a point in explaining all this because you'll be showing this in a demonstration as well, right?
Okay, yeah. So just like go on the website.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, so.
Okay, so it looks cool.
So this is this is my dashboard for OmniCare AI. It's a modern, sleek that helps hospitals and stuff. These are the features I have: the multi-language support that supports multiple languages, up to eight major languages around the world. We have a smart search bar that helps doctors and nurses find out specific patients, vital signs, or symptoms they're specifically looking for. And we also have a download report button that helps doctors and nurses, if they need a handoff, like send information or patients to different people. So here's the multi-language. It goes from English, Spanish, and all these different languages. And then we have a download report button here that downloads the report of that specific user. Or if we want to do, we can do a full summary of all of these users here. And then we have a smart search bar where we can search up a specific person if needed, or a specific vital sign or symptom. And we also have an add patient, so you can manually add patients, their name, their age, symptom, whatever they need, and that stuff. And then here's for hospitals to manage their medicines. So you can like change this add new medications for hospitals. You can delete it if you want. And here's our bioresource index that really sees how the workflow is going and like how the patients are being organized and stuff. And then here are the different levels: so non-urgent, less urgent, urgent, and resuscitation, which is like the most urgent. And so our website kind of helps prioritize doctors and nurses on what needs the priority and what needs to go first, and then what can like wait a little bit longer. And so that helps like allocate medicines, resources, and help efficiently run emergency room faster. So
All right. Okay. Where exactly? How exactly is the AI being used here? Like, it's like, is the clinical diagnostic and justification, is that AI generated?
yes, they're generated right now, but in the future we're going to try to put real patient information in, and it really help nurses and doctors use this website to effectively have their workflow more streamlined in the future. And also, we wanted to create two sides. So one side could be the hospital side, which helps them manage medicines. They can add patients, look at patients, download reports. And then the other side just for like the normal patient or user, which they can see like the basic information, their next steps, and all that stuff. So they won't be able to manage medications. That would be like the hospital side of it. So we're trying to make like two sides of OmniCare, one for hospitals and one for users to like help to differentiate between different stuff they can see and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Well, so this was the, okay, let's see. This is the emergency room triage stream. And we also have, what's multimodal healing portal? What is that exactly?
So that's our diagnostic analyst. So you could put like an image here, and then it kind of tells you like what is happening, healing processes. You can add images like every couple of days, and we can give like a timeline of like how your how
All
your
right.
injuries going and stuff.
How does this
And so
work
yeah.
exactly? Like, how is it identifying this?
So we're using AI, and we have an
Yep.
AI model hooked up to all of this, and it kind of analyzes like if it's like a scar, a burn, a surgical incision, and all that
No,
stuff. And you can,
I get that, Tej, but like, what exact model are you using here?
we're using Groq, I think Groq, Groq AI. And we just put we connected our API key to the environment
All right.
file in our Visual Studio, and it kind of goes through all of this stuff. So this is how
Cool.
we're using
So,
this AI model for all this stuff.
okay, so it takes in, all right, so interesting. Okay, what about the, finally, you're storing some information as well, right? Using Grok
Yes.
to, Grok for the AI part, but like, what are you using to store information?
Yeah, so we're using a website called Supabase, which basically we can store tables, logs, all the information. And also we have our API keys that can store user information so they can sign in, log in with our username and password. And that kind of stores that information so that way when a user or hospital logs back into this website, it can pull from Supabase, which can authenticate them and put them in. And we
All
also
right.
have sign in with Google.
And with Google, right? Exactly. Supabase
Yeah.
also puts the other. Okay. All right. One last question for you, and then that'll be it. Basically, can you tell me about the crisis simulator? What is that exactly?
Yeah, so that is kind of has the patients that are like it simulates more dire situations that are like level ones and level like urgencies. So you're not gonna really it's gonna simulate like a room where like there's a mass casualty situation and emergency rooms like need to figure
Okay,
out how
so
to